Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about Zynga Stock, guys. So this is a completely new stock that I've been introducing to the channel, and I just got a comment asking me to cover this stock because they believe that it can really benefit from the whole quarantine and global lockdown situation. People have a lot of time on their hands. They are going to be playing games. So guys, let's get right into it. So what exactly is Zynga? Well, Zynga is one of the world's largest gaming companies out there, guys. So they are a mobile gaming company, and they make games that you can play through social media and on your smartphone. So as you guys can see here, this is just a quick rundown of some of the games they have. And a lot of their games, they have games for like Harry Potter and stuff like that. Farmville, if you guys are familiar with that, that's a pretty famous um, gaming series, and then Game of Thrones, Merge Gems, Merge Dragons. So this company basically makes games that you play on the mobile phone. So why is this important? Well, with so many people at home and so many people with a lot of extra time on their hands, it seems like mobile gaming is in, guys. So as always, we're going to head right into the latest quarterly report to give you guys some more information on the company. Okay, so I'm looking at the latest quarterly earnings letter. So I love reading these. It gives a lot of insight into a company, especially a company that Zynga, I pretty much forgot about it over the last 6 months. So let's just quickly go over a recap of what's been going on. It says our strong Q4 performance capped off an astounding year as we delivered the highest annual revenue and bookings in Zynga history. We expect to build on this momentum as we continue growing our business in 2020. So it's a really nice quarterly numbers, but I want to talk about the annual growth because I think it's a little bit easier when we're looking at this type of company. So it says in 2019 we delivered a record top line performance, a revenue of 1.32 billion dollars, up 44% year over year. So that is an outstanding number. And like I mentioned, if you guys have been following my videos for a while, you know when a company hits $1 billion in revenue, I'm very interested in that company now because it definitely is a big milestone in any company. And if they can make 1 billion, they can make 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. So that's going to make our shares worth a lot more in the future. So they also posted an interesting 2020 forecast of revenue of 1.6 billion. And the nice thing about that is that they can actually potentially hit those numbers. Now the one downside is that of course advertising money is going to be affected quite a bit due to the whole coronavirus situation. But the good thing about mobile gaming is that all you need is your cell phone and internet access to play these games. So this shouldn't be too affected. There's nothing like, they had to shut down stores or anything like that. So I just want to give you guys a little bit more insight into how the company is making money. So if you take a look at the 2009 revenue, you can see how the revenue is split. So they basically have online or user pay. So when people basically spend money directly through the game, buying things and upgrades and stuff like that, that makes up the bulk of their revenue. So that was over $1 billion. And that's what we're looking for because a lot of people nowadays are actually investing money into gaming. So they're looking to upgrade, get extra shields and stuff like that, diamonds. They spend a lot of money in these games because they become invested in it and they want to level up and things like that, or they want more perks. And then, of course, the advertising revenue is up as well. But the good thing about this is that with more people, basically, with more time on their hands, even though we're going through a recessionary period, I expect that user pay to probably be the most stable number, and the number that I would expect to decrease would be advertising, of course. But the good thing is that the majority of their revenue is through user pay, not advertising. So that's a big plus for this stock. And a couple other things they've done, they've issued some convertible notes. And one of the things that is a little bit tough when it comes to looking at a company like Zynga is that they did really, really well financially last year, and things are looking good. But they actually had some not so positive forward-looking guidance. Okay, so they're the 2020 numbers. Let's look into the future a bit. Now, a lot of these numbers are obviously going to be affected by the whole current global situation, but I think we should see within a certain range because, like I mentioned before, this is a mobile gaming company, so they're projected to earn about 1.6 billion and a net loss of 130 million dollars, guys. So with a company like Zynga, the good thing is that the revenue is skyrocketing so high, and user pay is a bulk of their revenue. So that is a definitely a very, very positive sign to see. And this company looks like that they'll be hitting around 2 billion in revenue in 2021. So I think this will do wonders for the stock. Now I want to go back to the stock price a little bit and show you guys kind of a long-term chart. So Zynga is not really trading at a very large market cap. Um, Okay, so the company is not trading at the biggest market cap in comparison to other much bigger companies like Activision and Electronic Arts. So those are some of the two bigger players in the gaming industry. The current market cap is around $6 billion, guys. So there is a lot of upside in the stock, and we'll show you guys a 5-year chart here. So one of the reasons why I was interested in Zynga in the past is because I noticed how cheap the stock was. It was trading under $10, and a lot of times when you're looking for a company and you want to buy a lot of shares in it, you can put your money in a company that's trading at around under $10 or more, especially if you want to own a stake. Let's say it's much harder to own a share of, say, Amazon or Tesla or something like that. So I was very well aware of this stock and I've been watching it, but I kind of took my eye off it lately, and I'm surprised to see that it's already eclipsed the $7 mark. I was watching it more closely when it was sitting around $5 or $6 last year. So guys, let's see. As you can see here, the stock started out around $2 in 2015, and for me, this stock is basically a slow and steady riser. So one of the reasons why you're seeing this happen is simply because people are paying up for that revenue, and mobile gaming is the future. I think 10 years ago, no one was really into mobile gaming. The smartphone adoption wasn't big, and people didn't have very fast internet connection. A lot of the developing world and stuff like that. But I think now, as we move into 5G, I think that there's a lot of potential for this company. And the fact that they have some losses, but their balance sheet is pretty good. They're holding over $1 billion in cash. So I'm going to show you guys some of those numbers on the balance sheet later, where I think this company is okay during the whole coronavirus situation. But first, I want to talk about some of these returns. As you guys see here, we're looking at a 5-year chart. So if we head over to Morningstar to give you an idea of what kind of compounded annual growth return we're looking at over the last 5 years, they've returned investors 24% per year and even 37% over the last 3 years. So remarkably, as you take a look at the total stock market is down around 14% over the last 3 months, Zynga stock is up 6%. So I think this stock is just performing well, not only in terms of the business itself, but in terms of what it's returning you. So this is definitely a high growth potential play in a very niche market that really isn't talked about a lot when you're basically talking about stocks. I can't even remember the last time I've heard Zynga mentioned at all. So I really thank my commenter for bringing this stock up. It was completely off my radar for a while, but I think it's still in play. I think it's still a strong buy. I think it's definitely in line with the future trends of mobile gaming. They continue to acquire companies and things like that. And I'm going to show you guys a bit more about their balance. Okay, so as you can see here, for some of you guys out there were wondering if they'll be able to survive the whole coronavirus crisis and things like that. The company is currently sitting on $1.3 billion in cash as of December 30th. So these are the latest numbers. We're going to have more information about what their cash balance is when they report earnings, and its earnings season is coming up. So I believe Zynga will be reporting in May or something like that. So they'll be reporting earnings the next couple of weeks, so we'll have more information on that. But the good thing about it is that they should survive this crisis. And like I said, that's really the important thing. We're looking at a lot of companies now, because the companies that survive are going to be thriving as we head into the Q3 and Q4 and progress into 2021. If you guys take a look at that nice visualization of their earnings annually, they are making a lot of progress. So guys, that basically wraps up things about Zynga. I'll be sure to definitely cover this stock more in the future, because it was off my radar for a bit, but now I'm back on it. And I'm also going to cover some more gaming stocks in the future as well. I want to talk about Electronic Arts, Activision, and kind of do a roundup on this industry. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be posting more videos on stocks like Zynga and the gaming industry and how you guys can make some money in this stock market, whether it goes up or it goes down. So for me to close this off, I think Zynga is a fine buy. I think it's got a lot of growth within this decade, especially for mobile gaming. And when 5G happens, we should see an explosion in smartphone use in general. This is a very highly anticipated switch into better technology. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and take care.